And we are live. We are in the Southern Studio, Georgetown, Texas. The Stew is out doing good things with I'm still going to Boy Scouts of America. He's at a Scout Jamboree, molding the young male minds of America. God help them. God help us. God bless them for doing it, because there's a man crisis and it's fighting against it. Tonight with me is Dr. Mike Simpson.
What's up, everybody?
Returning guest. I think this is your third.
It is, yeah.
You're almost the Alec Baldwin. Well, I mean, Steve Martin. You're almost the Steve Martin. I think the only person that's got more appearances than him. And then next would be Dave Bray, formerly of Madison. But welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's been a busy summer.
I was home. It's awful, but it was also two sheepdog class. Had kids to Florida. Came right back and jumped in the hospital. July is my absolute. August is actually. August again. Looking forward to
it. Sadly for me, August is not my favorite.
Yeah.
Has been.
I've been.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't get to go to Drew, but yeah.
June. That's kind of like right when everything kicked off, though. Actually.
Yeah. Here, while you talk for a few minutes and tell us about it, I'm gonna try and.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I'm all by myself tonight. So I gotta do this is a dream.
So for those that don't know, that don't follow me, in addition to my duties with Sheepdog Response, very fortunate to get picked up medical director by a company. Amazing, like they're an Israeli-based company. To tell you, so annual director. City rafting trip.
You rafted there?
We rafted.
What kind of class?
It's rafting. Yeah, it's not. The Jordan River is not Class 5 rafting.
No.
Yeah, you don't. It's not intricate by any means. Although probably the most hazardous thing is do at one point as you're floating down, you go about 30 meters of an actual mile.
My experience of I was on the Jordanian side a couple. Really cool experience. But growing up as a child, reading in my mind, I had this steam. Now, like when we were in Iraq, I saw the Tigers. Growing up in the Pacific Northwest, the river to me, impressive.
You have a high bar.
Yeah, but that's the only bar I had. Right?
Yeah,
that's the only bar I had. And I read, like Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, and I had this vision in my mind with the mighty Mississippi mustard. What's mighty? Like when I got to Iraq, all the time, so, well, this is not what I had imagined. This was not the vision in my mind based on bar like that. When I saw the River Jordan, Indian side, and it was under arm going baptism. It moved from the actually the blue hole in Georgia.
Yes, I heard
either fork of the San Gabriel.
Yeah, I heard if you really want to be underwhelmed, I heard the Nile. Totally
Okay.
Because
At least they have predators.
Because the Nile, I guess, does not look. I've never seen it. Yeah, the Jordan River is definitely the Guadalupe. Great to be walking that. I think you're going to be blown away by this.
It's almost like I don't want to use the word anti. I don't even.
No.
that meant you was
it's
you ascended a peak, let down. You're just like, oh, there's slow, moderate, extremely slow.
You have to think that back in the day, obviously they're siphoning off a lot more now because there's a lot of prime agriculture right in that area. That water's obviously got. That has a lot.
And I was catching it not too far away from the sea either, right? So you have brackish at the alien contact of the day. But like,
now by contrast, the old city exceeded all that. Dude, it's just so everything right there stacked off of it. It literally over the century built on top.
Always just say millennium.
Yeah, exactly, millennium. There's and I posted on. There's a place where they've excavated down. They've only been able to excavate Roman time, even though it goes back.
Oh,
but there's a couple of places. There's a couple of places where you can look down at the Pistis. They say that that's probably because the Romans were construction, aqueduct, probably everything after that wasn't even stand the test. Probably even deeper, probably not. Just looking and them being able to say this is exactly where all just literally ran right in, and then every stone has can't see a building, stone or associated, and and being able to see that, being able to see the slab, Christ's body was see that, being able
powerful. Just take all that in.
The most to me the most powerful thing. He actually arrived at probably my out there. So everybody's in prayer. So everybody comes out. All the Orthodox rabbi leading all of them, and many of them are right across from the at the Western Wall. Turn around and face away. They're all exactly. They're all lined. Just knowing, that's the temple that people have for hundreds of years do exactly what be in the presence of. I don't speak. I have no idea. You're supposed to, when you go up to the wall, write down your prayer. Say like. I was actually at the wall. I'll come eating his. I was on I wrote a little prayer. Kind of hopefully that them to be at peace. Um, no, all the rest of my it's almost like you can hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people walking up.
Must be.
It's touching, but it feels like they're.
I don't think there's probably not.
No, I don't. And it's not like great. No, it's wall. Yeah, it's David's wall, and it's been repaired, but it's stone made with very tools, and it's thousands. Other, I would say to people, if I were talking to someone who don't believe in a higher being aside from them, have to believe the power of human. I swear you go up and you put whether you attribute that to a higher power, attribute how many people stood face did themselves ever, something whole conversation talk about, vibration, alignment. That's where
Not like I'm a Christian. I'm not a big. I'm not like my understanding of the and
yeah.
But
it's half a block away from a really great cigar shop.
But the I got this feeling of that's not my emotion. I didn't and I was like a couple places. Felt sorrow. I have no reason, like like none of my but I just like felt it. And but when I was at the like, of course a lot. And all that boiling up, knocked down part of it. Sure, minister. One I think was to know or experience. It must have been some never heard. And he spoke about get this place feel certain. Interesting. I'm like super fascinated. Iraq, mainly, especially when because I took my guys to the city guys where I could, to try and give them proposal in a row. Just to like get it. And you go and this was Nebuchadnezzar. These rocks, mud and signature stood. I've always wanted to go to want to go even oh
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
him and Jonathan, like when you could like we're fighting when anyone that ever said Christians, followers of you apparently have
Well, he was a great soldier. He was a great general. Wasn't not very well liked the family.
no, he like
Yeah.
don't trust him with
Yeah.
your wife or
Not
your
husband of
sister.
the year, not father of the year, brother of the year.
No, but
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
war fighters
That come up wanting in that. Yeah.
that
No,
guy.
it's true. It's like
Yeah.
I can honestly say David probably reminds me of some guys I've been this way. Yeah, and that's not a slam against any of them, but hey.
Like, sometimes when you're so well in one, but no, like that. That's awesome. You got to go with your wife.
It is. Yeah.
What a great opportunity to get no kids. The
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
And she's writing a book right now. She's traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
And we allowed to talk
Yeah.
when any of that's coming out?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I don't know. We don't. We've got a timetable for her to get it to the, but I don't want to give a timetable for publishing because I don't. It's in the. I'll leave that. That'll be something that you're gonna have to address on her. You guys hearing me? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying it's coming in. Whatever. Everyone's.
Keep an eye on it.
Well, keep us updated. Please use the chat room to do that. The Facebook chat room. That's the only one I have going by myself. The love the hair on my. The that is exciting to someone process of and going through the process of their creativity, their expression, putting it all and like not that far away.
Oh, months. No, we're she's made a lot of progress. It's a joy to watch. And all the things that I've heard her say, because it's quite for those of you that my wife is a life and leader. I attribute my success for her being kind of considered and walking away from a lot of the things. I've been today. She and I watched a documentary.
Oh, really?
And we talked a little bit about external motivation. And I've been motivated by Ranger Instructor. I've been motivated by fear of my own survival instinct, motivating me to do something life-threatening situation. I've been motivated by myself in SF training. Not going to yell. Probably the best motivator I've ever had. amazing talents this year. The idea that you're going to get them out there, look and share all the great coaching and advice that I've gotten from. I'm excited to see it out and it's going to be a gift.
It's really interesting how we these this role that in people's lives has always been around, but it hasn't been till probably the last decade. This is a legitimate.
It's 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 happened in various and sundry forms, maybe without necessarily name even. If you ever saw that, you ever see the movie?
Yes,
That's basically what. Yeah. So Joffrey Rush is that was basically what he was. He was a coach. Okay, he was not a speech therapist. He was not a doctor. He kind of specialized in that. Basically, he was all about giving people confidence, do that. And that's like you say, that's something that's been around for years. Um, Unfortunately, there's some people out. My wife has a PhD in leadership.
this is where I was getting to.
She's been to two major certification courses for coaching. There's a lot of people out there that think I've got some internet savvy. I've watched some videos, so I can be. Anybody out there, I think a lot of people can be a coach. First of all, if you need a coach, maybe you want somebody local or vet the person. Because there are people out there really their only quality. Just because somebody was a fitness instructor doesn't mean they can roll that into life coaching. And there are people out there that think.
And this is really why I'm bringing it up because your wife is not uniquely standardly.
Yes.
In such a profound way.
Yeah.
She's checked blocks that other people haven't. She's checked all the right blocks. This is what she is trying to.
She's kind of this amazing Venn diagram. You have the people over here. You have a circle over here. Formal academic. You have people over here. Coaching, certification, training. That's a group. He's in this very narrow area in between that has both. So it's like I've written doctoral dissertation, and so I can draw from all that. Oh, and also I have the practical. We've all met the person who's got all the academic degrees. They're this smart academically, couldn't lead us out that window. Couldn't do it. And then we know people that are like got their GED. The ink was still wet on their GED the day they showed up to MEPS, and they're amazing because they applied themselves and availed themselves of all avenues of and pieces of.
So my dad warned me very same. He referred to them those that have not love, those that
Yes,
and like the old adage of
yeah,
like the person you want to be, the person that knowledge of. You're not relying solely on experience, total evidence. You're also like willing to learn your. And I've always tried. The reason I bring that up is I think kind of know we that community guys out their experience over here. And now like they want to inspirate, motivate, live like me, be me, and they're all over the media. They're doing, but while they are tremendously inspiring, especially when you look at trees, that makes inspiring. Or perhaps it's the accomplishment. They haven't put in the reps over here. They have not put in, and then they get like offended when people are like, well, reps I went to.
Yeah, there's certain places that if you want to take what you learn, they're going to expect that you put. Hey, that's great, but good.
Jocko Willick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's
great example of a guy that's put in the reps.
Prime example. Probably. That's. I think he's the type of guy that most people, unfortunately, can't sign up type with. You can.
I think that would scare.
Would be school. That's like I've always said. So I've never met John. Because I have multiple friends who met Rogan, been on. I said my theory on Jocko is those videos he makes, not just like he literally sucks all the color out of the universe around him. And that's not a filter. That's just regular.
we've had this conversation because I used to listen to him without fail. Every week I'd download whatever I was driving in my truck. I'd be listening. He's redone, gone through every book. Not every. When it comes to him, done it. And he's done it beautifully. The way he like narrates a part of the story. Content. I really enjoy it. Then there's times you humbug. Joy in the world. Find the joy. Find the joy. And I actually had to take a break. I remember my cousin. And he's a big among a lot of others. And up there taking did you listen to the
Yeah. I need a little break from that.
I need a break. But no, I think on a serious note, when it comes to echelon business. If you're a military guy of any rank, extreme ownership, not learn, and be like, yeah, my drill sergeant. But the way he masterfully and like very first thing, I know a lot of SEALs. They're not always by profession. In a lot of cases, pilot or
Oh yeah.
and like he opens his book talking about the worst thing, greatest failure. And I was like, who opened one brick? Like I was like, he is what he is.
You gotta respect.
He is what he is. But I'm like, kind of disappointed in other people. How do you? What do you think when you get around? What guidance do you give them? Because a lot of people, you're a guy that started off at rank and file, made it into the Ranger Regiment, made it in, served in two capacities, you know, made it through medical school, served highest special operations. A lot of people look up to you. So you've been listed, counter someone, kind of their injury, validation, speaking, like get that rudder turned.
The biggest thing for me, like correcting them.
He's turning around, isn't
yeah. So the dash, him obviously, him is a no excuse guy. It depends too. How do you? We're not all the same. That's exception. There are always have that. That's always something. That's something that. But that doesn't mean we might like music. Different goals,
They might be a member of both vets.
But they're probably not. We'll talk about that later. They're probably not. If they're a member of both vets, we need to vet them. Although there are. I mean, I know guys from Ranger Regiment who are left leaning. I tell them is find your voice, and then find somebody who you say that's what I want to be like. That's what I'm going to. Don't be another angry vet ranting and. Yeah, we've got enough. Jack Mandel and I were joking about that. There's enough of the. Hey, hey YouTube. Just want to tell you what really chaps my butter today while you're driving down the road. It's like,
hello, America.
Nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares. All right. You know what? You didn't have enough time. We all know that when you're doing something in your car, that's extra time. So you didn't have enough time. This isn't important enough to you. Sat down in your living room. You're just throwing out an angry rant. Turn your fucking phone off and get your eyes on the road. Statistic.
Yeah.
We have enough angry vet rants. Cannot emphasize how tired I am of seeing those.
Yeah, no, like the Hello America. I just got kicked out of Anytime Fitness because the shirt was which is my way of like.
Target wouldn't let me take the scooter out to my car, so to show them, I walked out to my car on my knees.
Yeah.
Walk in there on your knees?
No.
No. Then why the fuck are you walking out to your car?
Yeah.
It's like don't you okay. You can be an angry veteran and you can be a snowflake, but you can't be both. So you can pick. I'll stick up for my brothers and sisters and jump on a grenade for them till I die. But inevitably somebody speaks out and is like, why these guys we always got to see these videos when they've been victimized. We're better than that. We're all better than that. We put on a uniform in this country, and we all have our due now that we're back. Because we did have a contractual, okay? But when somebody under the bus, but somebody who I'm friends with, man, about how they didn't get their veteran discount at Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever. Through them, and I'm never going.
How are you?
I don't even know places that get. So 9 times out of 10, it's I go to pay and they see my debit card and they go, "Oh, USAA, are you a vet?" Yeah. Oh, there's a veterans discount. Like, okay, great. I don't ask. I don't, and I'm not going to be like, oh, you have a veteran discount. I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. So my wife, she she asks me the question probably once a month. Um, that's like uh, they offered they offer a veteran discount or they something. Uh,
I'm texting my texted me.
it's a good mom, right? No, like I don't if I would never ask for it. Like,
I
and the reason I'd never ask because to me I feel the same way. Go and you do something like I had those they would do something. One of my favorite anecdotes vignettes about this is we went and rescued this finance guy and they were in rough shape. Female truck commander, finance truck, and she had this M16 iron sights, and she like out the window. She's just like shooting. Yeah, just like the windows, bulletproof windows down a crack. She's got enough of the barrel out, and she's pointing it in the general direction of the enemy, and you know, and firing, discharging her ineffective fire. Harassing it back.
Is there,
No, there's a bronze star. There's a bronze star at the end of it, and the infantry guys come in, and they like handle business.
Yeah.
They stack some skulls, and private comes up to me and is like, hey, like stack some skulls today. We probably get something. Oh, like shouldn't get shit. Like let's take a look at your mags. Let's round count. Let's like numbers around fired versus claim that you killed. There might be some UCMJ at the end. Like
right.
Like there might be some concurrent training. Like well, and this female soldier, she got a bronze with V. And and when we got back, we had this ceremony. We had some wonderful, well-deserved ceremony, and probably the only information I was excited to I got to watch. I got to see here. She was one of the people there, and guys were, chin wagging about getting this. Look at the definition. When she went to work that morning, finance, someone that's never supposed to leave, like going outside the wire, they get horrifically monkey stuff. And while everyone else is cowering and hiding behind a hand mic and praying for somebody else to do something, she doesn't know how to shoot. She
wasn't on the floorboard in the fetal position.
No, she stuck her barrel out the window. She exposed herself to an extent. She shot in the enemy's general direction, and for her, that was valorous. It meets the definition of valor because the emotional exchange that she went through to do that. You are a professional killer. Talk about your performance, right?
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about discounts. The guy that expects something, the person that expects something because they did in some like if you signed your name and you raised your hand so the city lights move, join for the wrong reason, and that those are not the character tenets services. And so like when someone asks me, the rare occasion that I might accept a discount, probably SPAC. I also get it for a debit card. but no, a couple years ago, I was took a Veterans Day off. We decided to, after we did school functions, we decided to go out and get Fury. They offered us to watch. Hey, It's like, one, how they know, and you know, and I accepted that because I could tell like that was a gesture on their they wanted to do something. But to expect that's not why you signed your. It's not why you raise your hand. And if you serve to get a award, that's how good that guy gave his gave. He was like, "This isn't mine. This is your. This is my life. This is the worst day ever. I had to run under fire. Corpse of my best friend. I'll put something around. You know, like Dakota Meyer. You know, same thing. This is not an achievement. Treating discounts it's entitled, and it's like I feel the same way about that when people walked out on like
Yeah, and I had somebody film it on a cell phone, so I could post on. And it's
you don't represent the tenets of.
But it kind of goes hand in hand with all the time. These untrue stories that you'll see it again. Somebody will post, "I can't believe whatever company is this," and it's something that you do 5 minutes in. No, so and so did not. Walmart did not tell the VM, sell, get copy donation, whatever it might be. And it ranks right up there with. Just recently, we had another one in Texas. Customer didn't leave a tip and.
A terrorist.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, so and that's like the fourth or fifth one that's come out. There's been a couple of that have been alleged race. Now this one, and it's the same thing with such and such business. Not a veteran told him he couldn't wear his American. 5 minutes internet research. Don't look for you that hate you. Look for reasons to agree about agreeing with you, whatever it is. Whether you're selectively going to 9 different bakers to see make you your wedding cake, or whatever it is. This isn't just veterans. This is worldwide. Better than that.
Absolutely.
Just be better than that.
No, like I love what Jordan Peterson. Because what made Jordan Peterson really famous was speaking out about a bill in Canada on compelled speech, like saying that you had to address people a certain way and use certain things. That he was like scientifically accurate. You're forcing me to,
and it's dangerous.
Yeah,
compelled speech, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, it could be anything.
That's the thing. It is flag burning. Flag burning is I would never, if I found out that anybody I associated with participated in a never speak. If I were at a flag burning and somebody tried to physically assault somebody burning a flag, I like to think that person that would get between, because that's what they're doing is wrong and abhorrent, and
what you are doing is wrong.
Yeah, too. And it's like and I would wrestle somebody to the ground and go, "Hey, brother, I'm hurting right there with you. I don't want to see it because that flag means." But hey, guess what? It protected does, and that's when people go, First Amendment doesn't. Guess what? It does. It especially does. Yeah, I have to be okay with somebody saying stuff that curdles my guts, and I don't. I have to be okay with that because the opposite is some of the things I say might have that same. That's exactly. It's for speech that we think is vile and disgusting, because like it or not, you can't.
In a lot of these cases that are, you're getting this snippet information. Whether it's a law enforcement officer, someone over Facebook, it's completely different. They release the body cam, but people are clickbaiting information. So like, so and so, watch so and so destroy so and so. Hey, click on it.
And the thing about all those, talk about those specific, the rage gets 2,000 traction,
It's zero.
gets none.
Yeah.
Because people, the same people, so people that follow Sean King on Twitter. Sean King tweets something where he said that cops came to get up. Well, if the body cam footage comes out the next day, Sean King is a high enough profile individual now that his handlers make him. You got to go back and can't that.
We had that wrong.
Yeah. You got to say something about it. And I do think he does it begrudgingly. But he'll tweet, okay, yeah, I was wrong. It'll be, very, yesterday it was, we need to get on the phone, we need to speak up, this has to stop.
And he buries it under like 8 following tweets.
And then today it's like, hey, we need to do something about this. And hey, so the new Samsung, whatever.
He buries it.
But all the people that follow him, they want, that initial tweet fit their narrative. So they all retweeted it and commented on it. So now the retraction comes out, hey, guess what? That doesn't fit the narrative. One of the hardest, I don't know if you hardest tweets that I've ever written. I got Al Bernstein.
Apologize.
He's an American treasure.
Yeah.
He's an American treasure, right? He's
been
a boxing commentator since I was a kid. And I misunderstood something he said, and I jumped all over. He's like, whoa, dude. And I went back and reread it. I'm like, I was 100%.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, I'm 100%. And then one of my followers tried to jump on him again, and I'm like, dude, I was wrong here.
I saw that, and I especially I liked your apology, and I retweeted his response because he was super classy in that.
He is super classy.
Even down as people kept coming.
Yeah, and he and I
stayed classy about it.
I mean, he is on the other side of the opinion on that, but he did not say what I thought he said, what I interpreted he said. I'm glad, and he accepted my apology. Which, I mean, a testimony.
No, like it's so funny. Some of the stuff happens so fast. People click on it out there. I sent a private message to someone today because I got a flag. There was this lady, and she's filming, a guy that's clearly out of shape, disheveled, has a shirt that, and he's talking to a lady. Probably not in the best vocabulary, social. But he's talking to her flag on her porch.
I saw that,
and
I didn't click on it. I know the video you're talking about.
And everyone's like, "How dare this guy?" And they're like going after this because he's like this slovenly looking dude. He's got this F Trump shirt on. So, he's got to hate America. No, like he was simply telling that, hey, at night. Take your flag against the law. There's a code about it.
Yeah.
And they got in an argument about it, and he was just like, "It's illegal. Just don't do it." He wasn't disrespecting the flag. In fact, he was holding the flag's honor.
And he was actually right. Yeah.
But everyone's like, "Get him, get him, get him," and I was kind of like,
he actually knew the E5 board question.
Yes. And I was kind of like, I don't like his, shock apparel and his personal appearance.
Right. This is an issue that
and
he probably knew the difference between Storm Post and Garrison.
He probably did. Yeah, but I was like, don't be so quick to hate. And you and I got a real interesting exchange with some people the other day on Twitter, and I try to play certain things close to the vest. And the reason why I play certain things close to the vest isn't because I'm ashamed, isn't because I'm scared. It's just because there's some things that I'm more interested in the dialogue of than my opinion of. And I want to know your position on it. I want you to be able to defend it intelligently. I want to share in that dialogue because maybe I'll learn something. Maybe you change my opinion. And those people jumped all over us, and they were like, "You this, you're this, you're this." It's like, anything about me. You just made this us versus them. I don't even know. I could agree with you, but you're not even giving me the chance. No, in that case, I don't agree with you. And like I thought we made a very simple point. The point was that both vets, IVA, are not service oriented.
They're not. They're political PACs. And
Yeah,
if you
they're
call
political action committees.
You call them, they'll say that. And so we can talk about those. So vote vets specifically is the foundation of vote vet is about maintaining.
Yes,
it's about maintaining current or higher levels of funding for the VA, about keeping everything on the umbrella of FGE, labor union, all the yes employees that the VA go to. This is open book.
Yeah.
They finance the amount of what it does. Vote Vets said in a press release. I show this to people all the time. So it says, if you look on their Twitter feed, it's 500,000 members, and sometimes in tweets they'll say we represent 500,000 veterans and families. But if you go to their actual release, it says 20,000 members enrolled, and in the neighborhood of 1,000 veterans.
No, like they have a lot of upset moms.
A lot of upset. Well, and
a lot of concerned sisters.
Who was I taking all the heat from?
Oh, absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
Yeah, you didn't
all
see
all the abuse was coming from.
There were no
non-veterans
and almost all female. So it was not dudes with the picture of the Punisher logo or with their picture of them and their buddies in Iraq or Afghanistan. It was all these and all the tweets aimed at me, hatred. My husband, my dad, that my brother, my grandfather, right? Things that and that was a tweet string that had nothing to do with Donald Trump. Somehow he ended up getting. It's like okay, I was told
one of my favorite snippets of that was like, "You must be a vet." It's like,
you retweeted that, right?
I was like, so
like that escalated quickly.
Yeah, like we went. No way.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but
no, but
but that their hatred reminded me something a physician told me. Said talking specifically about cancer patients. Said always make sure that you love your patient. And it's like you're being so wrapped up in what you hate, you're not taking time to look at what are the positive things out of whatever it is. Whether it's and the thing is too is all those people. None of them know the policies. You look at the bills that they've tried to put. We've talked about IEV on this. I don't have a whole lot of respect. I know people that have worked for them. Got a couple of side people that work there now, looking for other jobs that are sometimes telling me, they're not. They don't represent me. They don't represent you. They represent some very finite goals. While they will endorse Tammy Duckworth. Hear about him endorsing Nick Freitas or Mike Waltz. Okay, so it's not about we want more veteran candidates in office. We want more veteran candidates. We're all about expanding government programs, pouring more money into. I don't agree with that. Some of you out there might be, but agree with the things. That's fine. I've never said they don't have any veteran members.
No, it's not what they.
But they're not a representative. That's not they're not DAV. Okay?
No,
they're not DAV. DAV represents all of us. Okay, that's not who they
are. No, one of the things I've been in a. He's Democratic Social. It's corporate.
Yeah, and he doesn't do the angry vet in car. He does the angry vet standing in his yard.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on. Said that. No, they don't represent us. And what a lot of people don't understand is like people support. I'm going to speak about IAV. People support IAVA like Iraq and Afghanistan. So that title in name, in branding, encompasses everybody. So they, like a lot of people, sign up for stuff, and they had a really neat program a couple years. You signed up, listed as a member. You got a digital, which was their way of harvesting. You got a coupon pack, and I was like, you just got a shit ton of email addresses. What did Joe like?
Joe likes beer. Yeah.
It might not even be a good beer. It might be the champagne of beer. Joe's going to give you his email address, or he's going to give you somebody else's that he can get that damn thing. But they don't represent it. Just because their name does, just like the Wounded Warrior Project is not a DoD affiliated thing. They don't represent all wounded. They don't help hardly any wounded. They, and so their taking of your money is not help you. They have not accomplished anything. They helped promote a bill. It was called the Clay Hunt. Clay Hunt was a great Marine Corps scout sniper out of Houston, Texas. I knew him. Great guy. Had a plethora of mental issues. At his funeral, which I was at, so was Paul Wright. Paul Wright was talking to cameras instead of listening to his eulogy. Like they identified, hey, or might not have, but like this fellowship, this brotherhood, good for him. It helped him. It gave him purpose. He was a big member. One of his, battle buddies started Team On, and he state. Kid was a great guy, a good dude with a good heart, and for whatever reason, made this choice due to mental illness to take his. So they named this bill after him. But what that bill actually did was limit veterans' ability to get mental health care. And they sold it to everybody by giving this really cool speech. Paul Rykoff, had snippets of him leading staff meetings. What would Clay do? They had little bracelets made up. It's like, okay, one, I don't know if he would do what you're claiming he would. You're like kind of like using. You're making money off others' dead back. Again, I kind of find to listen. I really have. But the bill that they pushed was not helping veterans get. It wasn't helping them in any capacity. In fact, it was horrible. The reason why then very heavy Democratic House shot it down was because even the Democrats couldn't get behind it. And it was a horrible bill, and it was horrible for veterans. But anytime someone brings up, they're like, look what the Republicans, they stopped this bill that would have helped. It's like, you haven't read the bill. Just because it has this guy's name doesn't mean it's a good piece of legislation. Like, you can take a shit, put it in a box, and gift wrap it. There's still shit in the box. It's not the best Christmas gift ever. Right. Pardon the language, but these guys, they don't look out for you. What they do is they look out for themselves. They look out for political aspirations. And if the one thing that you can say is you had 300 media appearances, you spent $1.1 million on ads that not one of those people elected, and you had 9 op-ed editorials published in major publications. Oh, and the Washington. So,
like in pros.
Yeah, like you took billions of dollars, veterans, to help.
Well, and that's
But they think you're helping them. They don't understand that you're a political action committee. They think that you are the future of the VFW. They
right.
think you're the future
Right.
of the American Legion. They think you're the DAV. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not those things. You know, like that guy, you know, he was like, you don't understand. Like, what do you call a pack that calls itself a sword?
Literally what it is. Because they're calling themselves service org on social media. Go to their website,
Right.
they're clearly a pack. And they don't try to. It's a viable mission.
Yep.
You know, I don't even know if they ever refer to them as service org directly, but I can say that there's a lot of language that definitely gives that. And yes, if you go to their website, if you go to the description, Wikipedia, definitely. The other bill that I had heard that it was the one that it was, instead of expanding. So last month, President Trump signed
That's choice.
That's choice. Yeah, it's there was a different name for it this time, and I don't. Basically, it's expand event. What I've always advocated. I don't need. I go to the VA. I actually probably for except for my specific service related. I went to things of that nature. Yeah, I think I need that. But just if I get a cold, I don't think I need to go to the VA.
Right.
I could go. I had VA choice. I can go to somebody local and I can take care of that. I think that's what if farmed out a lot of the care for guys like me, then the guys that are double amputees have prostheses. Guys like Joey Jones.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joey has a lot of things that he's going to need a lot of care about. Why should they be wasting manpower? It's not just the physical therapist, the orthopedic surgeon, those people. The fact that administrator has to take the time to take my phone takes away from the time that they taking his phone, taking care of him. So if you can take the 80% of vets that are a little bit more in my category, and through a voucher system or whatever it is, we can be doing more stuff out on the economy. Then the VA is going to run quicker. It's going to run smoother for the guys who really need it. Guys with PTSD, for amputees that got multiple surgery, guys with the heart plates really need to go there. The guys, Vietnam generation, now struggling with cancers, orange because of other things. They can get their care because I'm farmed out. The answer is not to let's take an already bloated and bureaucratic system, already taxed beyond, double down on the amount of money that we. That was one of the bills that IEVA was pushing. Talked about more gynecological services, veterans. Like, you know what? You can get, love my sisters in uniform, but
you'll get a better care.
A gynecologist in Boston, you're going to get that's the exact same care. We don't need to necessarily bring that under the VA umbrella because that's the same. That's that type of care that is not veteran specific. They literally sponsored a bill that instead of addressing the fact that we have guys that are on waiting lists for surgery, guys that are on waiting lists or whatever it might be, we're going to put breastfeeding lounges, VA hospitals. Like, there's a thing in medicine we call what's the number needed to treat. Like, how many of these are we going to have to build before there's actually?
No, so I absolutely share your personal sentiment, and then I double down because I'm that guy. Just like I think guys I served with, not sick call. Sucked it up. You dealt with it. If it was something really wrong, go get it fixed. No one begrudged you that. And I'm not saying people that are angry. What I'm saying is people go to the VA things they don't need to.
Right.
Exactly what you said. And the guys that need it,
clinic down the street,
and the guys that really need it, where we could absolutely do ourselves a big favor in using our attention. You know, I work out with a guy by the name of Chris Biggs, a single leg, and went through years of limb salvage, and then finally, you know, salvaged it, having to take increases quality of life. That dude has a hard time getting legs. Another really good friend of mine, Rusty Brooks, has been on the show. Marine Corps, great long barrel, great guy, has a hard time getting legs. We shouldn't have a hard time getting legs. So when you look at the number of casualties in the, you look at the amount of funding that's in the VA system, look at the amount of nonprofit private sector that, you know, Admiral Mullins, chairman of the created with Sea of Goodwill. Like, we shouldn't have guys like Joey Jones, like Chris Big, Rusty Brooks. I mean, I could just keep going through. You shouldn't have guys waiting on statics. Like, we should also like better at, you know, figuring out some of the CTE stuff, some of this TBI stuff, because that's where the focus of the recent casualties. Now, looking back at, you know, the previous generations, answers actually, but like we don't need guys go and gals gynecology. Stay with who you want. Stay with who you're comfortable, especially something of that nature. Here's your card. Go see who you need. You know, and I believe it.
Well, but, and it's like what? So we have, let's say we have X amount of money, hire a whatever it is, hire a lactic, hire a prosthetics technician.
Right.
You know, somebody can go out on the economy. I can't go out on the economy here, find somebody who makes state of the art.
No.
Okay. Not out there. That needs to be relevant.
Yeah.
All these other things. Okay? When I, you know, that's, and because of VA choice, right? When I needed a dermatologist, just looked at the dermatologist. That's completely appropriate. That it should be. You don't need to necessarily hire. You have some, okay? But we don't.
And we shouldn't be putting financial system something that's already taxed for something might not be their response. And I always I'm my experience with the and in fact frustrated. Some of this is probably coming. I didn't go to the beach, you know, anything other than, hey, at some point in time, I got some shrapnel. This isn't going to work the way I want. It's not working. It's going to get really bad in a couple. There's some other things that aren't going to be the way their result, a direct result, happen. Just give me your word.
Well, hey,
outside of that, I got this. I'm a grown man. I'm like responsible person. I can wipe my nose. Most people that engaged in kind of enterprise in America got to pay. Most people that have jobs, now there's some people that are unemployable and retired from can't work. Take care of them. That's what the system's there. The system, like, I find it humorous that trauma doc. But one of the things that before we change this is the VA's data report on suicide, and the reason I'm bringing it up and harping on it is because like we're putting money in things we don't need to, helping people the wrong way, and finding this is their work, this is their report, their seal, this is their right off their website. Suicide rates among veterans were higher than non-veterans. Veterans who use veteran health at a higher rate. Like
at a higher rate of suicide. So
you're doing it wrong.
So going to the VA is a predisposer to committing suicide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we
and
fix this?
And how many and I'm not trying to dogpile. How many suicide notes, suicide videos, like social posts have we been exposed to that are this, fed up with the VA, this, VA won't listen, this, I keep calling the VA.
But you're telling me
now there's a little bit, scientist in me says
right. There's
a little bit of what we call selection bias in that. Because if you're going to the VA, you've already got other issues, so you're already in a little bit higher risk category. Okay, but still,
how, as you being someone that's a veteran, can look at that,
say that's okay,
and say that's okay. Yeah. So why, and that's why, like, when people engage me about vets and IV, it's like we're doing
two organizations that are hell bent on putting more
to do it wrong,
not into veterans health care,
right,
into the system.
Yeah, let's represent ourselves better. But hey, let's jump real fast because we got started talking about Twitter. Now I kind of want to circle back to it. We kind of went down a rabbit. But when in 2003, when I was in Iraq, we had a great guy, unit Colby Pulzel, wrote this blog, turned into an entertaining book, and we used to get his blog read to us at our S. And and the reason that it got is so like his company commander would be humiliated in front of everybody else. The biggest thing was like we're preaching OPSEC. It's important to like one of the very first things line commander of that unit paper on Nazis. And the biggest part of that, biggest takeaway of that was execution. In addition to actual execution. Biggest thing, OPSEC. The social media landscape has changed since 2000, 15 years later. We got Snapchat, we got Facebook, Pinterest, we got Instagram. We got all these great mediums that are primarily North American. We also have Twitter, international media. And, people are Snapchatting on objectives. Their Facebooking status was like on the OBJ, or like on target. Like they're leaking helmet cam footage. Tim and I were together last night. Conversation about Africa, talking about the ambush there. The greatest victory got out of that ambush, we didn't even realize till later was the cam footage that now Hamas is using, now the Taliban, Al Qaeda using, ISIS have used shit out of it. Like, OPSEC's such a really big thing. And you and I, like, we traverse, you're much more famous on this podcast. The OPSEC on social media is almost non-existent. I mean, it's crazy. Like I remember, when I was a senior NCO, hey, you guys should have a presence so that you can, I had to get, my blog approved by our security office thing. I had a couple extra steps because document. tour, but the we preached OPSEC and we the best that we could, and worked out of response. We got people now that are clearly positions of information, and they're just straight out like, here, let me show you a picture of, shall we say, training in Europe or doing different things. Like, hey, we don't need to know what Operation UFL or is doing. We don't need to like feel the fire. And it's just like when Jade Helm came through Texas. What do you think about this the social media landscape?
Social. So I do think it's a problem in social. I think a problem in something that I emphasize. We're talking about OPSEC. Also, just for the talking about PERSEC.
Yeah.
Personal security is way too many. Oh, out for my. So imagine this. Random Facebook. You can search for years ago. Somebody, they're at Eddie V's at the Dome. Out for our kids are at the babysitter. Out for the. There's a picture of the house. I now know their kids are at the babysitter. They're out for the anniversary dinner of this house. Just out doing this, out doing that. Pictures of your whole life, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. You're just throwing out there. And regardless of what your settings are, there's a way around it. There's a way around all that stuff.
Friends of friends can things that you don't think that.
That's and stuff that you think you put up and then internet's forever. There's a couple of different websites that are archiving everything. I found a website today that somebody got you blocked on. Click right over to see their whole. So I found that today, kind of by accident.
I'm coming back to watch you know who.
Yeah. So you can watch all this stuff, and the fact that you're putting it out there. So at the low level, we have the operational security violations potentially are going on by a lot of individuals. Joe and Josephine putting, hey, on the objective, hey, rigging up to jump. Hey, we're jumping into Montenegro, whatever the fuck. And then at the higher level, you've got, talk about how porous the leaks are. Yes, that's true. A little bit of that's push-pull. People that were there, that were in a point position, or want to see this administration go down, we're pushing that information. There's a lot of people, we know, whether you like President Trump or dislike him, can't say he's gotten along well with them. A lot of people in the media dislike him, but it's not unique to the country. And I'm speaking personal experience now. Imagine being in the middle of an operation, it's still going down. Somebody comes and taps you on the shoulder and they go, what we're doing is the call, Fox News. And knowing that nobody here could have possibly leaked it, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. There's only 3 places in the world that knew what was going on, where it was going,
location,
where it was going on. A room full of dudes looking at screens, and Washington D.C. Where did that probably come from? That's a cold feeling in your gut. You're in mid-op,
because
that shit's on the crawl. Yeah,
you're being left out.
That's not. Because it's like, what's next? Start seeing live feed and shit. And we've still got guys in company. Not a good feeling. Not a good look. And we're living in this information age now, where challenging, still challenging. every our soldiers are paid, got one of these, right? And Alam Morgab, on the Turkmenistan border, I had 5 bars, baby. I could do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, if I wanted to be posting that, you know, and I could have been walking around. Honestly, I don't think any had it enough. It's so used and dangerous. And a lot of times, you know, in Ranger Regiment, I was in I was in Iraq, 2010, attached to it. Medic was they uh they had a moratorium lockdown social media. Twitter hadn't really taken, but it's like log in any of these computers, log into Facebook, ping. They weren't allowed to. This was right after that. Put out on target.
Yeah.
That was from I don't remember small fob they were. You're going to the same neighborhood every night, so it's history where they were.
Fires on.
There was a guy. I think this was 2011. Wrote this blog, this political office. Starts the blog with very first. Hey guys, on guard duty. Best use. You're in the guard tower, writing your blog on your phone. It's like the commercial.
I know that guy.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Like, you know, I might not know that guy, but I know that guy.
But now we're living in a world. You know, people always talk about, you know, that one. I believe that Marine finally got a presidential pardon. The argument always had been did the same thing that Hillary.
Or the submarine picture.
Yeah. Oh, the submarine pictures. Yeah, that's right. Submarine picture.
Yeah, he got pardoned.
But we're literally at the point now where we've got leaks at such a high level. It's like, hey man, you guys aren't going to act right. Look at. Let's say I'm a junior. I'm a staff sergeant. How am I going to convince my guys that they need to act right if I can't get you guys to act?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that this isn't whataboutism. This isn't wrongs to make it right, but people who lead by example. And there was, I served under a couple of different presidents who I wasn't really, and I got information on stuff that that was in planning or might go down that I didn't necessarily agree. I didn't go out because of that. And
spitefully.
And I think there's a lot of people justify. Some of them are wearing uniforms.
Well, what saddens me is being a non-citizen in striker stuff. I had to do an SF-80 every. So I had to go SF-86 is a security clearance application. It's lengthy. I had to do it every year. I had to renew temporary. And I understood that. And I wasn't offended by it. Monotonous. A lot of cases happened on the same deployment, so it was just copy. But I was proud of trust that the nation gave. I was proud of the trust they put in a kid out inside a strike. So honored trust. We have people, clearances much higher level that are not serving in any capacity that require that.
when you saw what?
Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons why I was bringing it
Yeah.
up. Is like I don't understand like how, one, it's not revoked, and two, I mean, in the previous administration, I'm not doing this to cast stones. I'm just saying like how awkward it is for me to understand. You had a leader of an intelligence agency that had his clearance revoked and maintained his job for, couldn't possibly read anything that is. How do you read a unit? You're not informed on what. Well, clearly you're informed on what. Not allowed to like, and all these people now that are leaking, that are no longer serving. Take the people that are leaking things. That's just bottom line.
Well, and
They violated the trust. You know, outside the circle. You know, but the people that are not serving, like they should have nothing. They should have access to nothing. If they call somebody and be like, "Hey, tell me what's going on here," the person should be like, "Hey, man, I love you, dude, but no, not gonna debt." Yeah, no, it's that trust. I feel like trust of the American violated is allowing these people to continue to, and that's not a political thing. That's not a partisan thing. That's a like don't have the trust anymore. Whether for a negative reason or a positive, you don't have the job, you don't have the trust. Done. No offense.
We started out early. Leaks not covered by the First Amendment. Yeah, leaking classified information. That's not the First Amendment. That's not you expressing yourself. That's you taking. That's a crime.
100%.
Yeah, that's not. And nobody has a right to. One of the questions that came up was why, talk has been that affected local opponents having their clearances. Well, hey, there's a couple of ways to look at this. Number one, it has been a very porous. These leaks are coming from somewhere. We have people who are known to be in direct conflict with policies. You're going to suspect anybody. Like if I were Donald Trump, I wouldn't suspect Mike to be in the one. He agrees with what I'm doing. Right? One of these other guys, hey, we got to start battening down the hatches. And maybe the answer is, the question was only targeting them. Hey, you know what? That's a good point. None of them should have it. Maybe when you separate, yeah, maybe none of them should have. Definitely they shouldn't have. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's time to revamp. Because what went on for a long time, said this golden parachute. I retire from a high-level job. I keep my clearance. I get hired by Boeing, Raytheon, Rand Corp,
Deloitte.
whoever it might be. And what's my job? Well, I'm going to be in one of the looks at strategic questions, or I'm going to help them sell their new 50 urban assault vehicle military, but because it's made under a contract, it's classified for being those. Was the fact that they still had a clearance, their doorway into stepping out of their $250,000, $80,000 a year private sector, and got to lock down.
100%.
Yeah, because nobody owes them that.
And again, like
maybe that's something good that's going to come out of all this. Is now, if Joe always bitched about it, we always complained about the fact that hey, a retired E7 ain't getting. Retired 06 is getting. Retired 06 who got briefed by the retired E7, and that's the only reason I know about the project to begin with. He walked into the job. Retired E7 didn't. Retired E7 got the job of range control. Yeah. So maybe we got to do something about it. And now's the time. And like I said, I got read off when I retired. I was told, get one of these contract jobs, if you get picked up, your, your clearance, your TS clearance, is out there for a year. But at 1 year, A365, you got to reapply completely. You'll probably get it again.
Yeah. Do that, asset.
Yeah. Of course, I wouldn't. While you were there.
Hey, speaking of,
and all the foreign nationals that I interact with. Every person I interviewed, I'd have to go back and rewatch the show to list every person.
Yeah, but speaking of that, we're running short on time. Are we going to see you on TV in the near?
Yes.
Is Hunting Hitler coming back?
Hunting Hitler is not coming. Hunting Hitler is not. A lot of reasons. I could do it. Talking about it already wasn't coming back.
Right.
We kind of do. We have some more stuff that maybe we could have. There were a lot of factors in
that last episode of season 3 answered them.
Yeah.
Closed a lot of loops.
And it was meant to. I mean, it was meant. We wanted to leave that season because we thought that season was the strongest. A lot of reasons, and we wanted to leave that season on a all right. So this is where we are type thing. And of course, like anything, Happy Days continued with Richie. Always out there to look to see if they can maybe get one more. So some ideas were brought up. How are we going to do it? Not all the cast. And then ultimately it was decided, this is not going to be left on a very strong note. Very strong season. High ratings. We really kind of went through the journey that we want to go through. And I thought it was.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm happy with where we left. Trying to negotiate another. I want to jump the shark. Then some other stuff. Talk about me after we discuss. Other evidence came out there afterward. It would take us
that could be a special.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I actually wrote kind of a description of. But we're not coming back. Tim, of course, has a special coming out. Vipers.
This
ready
weekend?
to come out. Weekend's coming out. And then his show Hard to Kill is coming.
31st.
I have 3 potential projects. One is pretty far along. One is still early stages. One I probably. All I can tell you, 2 of them are medical based. One of them is with the.
They did a great.
And basically, they called me. They said, "How would you like to come back and do exactly what you did, but not hunting?" That's all I can say. But it'll be everything that you possibly would have liked about that show. Have that, except out a whole. That's if. Hoping to have. Also, I'm going to get back in the studio.
Yeah. I look forward. You guys have a.
Yeah, that was kind of a fun one too. Yeah.
But like no, it's.
Well, I need to have you on because we talk about doing like a fight companion.
Yeah.
And I want to have you on
man.
For that.
And I've been very disappointed to see. And
that's some just.
Man, like they're starting to get some matchups, and 100%. That's me. 100% make me. And I'm pretty excited. Matchups coming. And yeah, a fight companion. Uh, um, obviously the see Goliath probably isn't going to chance. They learned. Yeah, on his last fight, not Bigfoot. Mark, like for Mark Hunt up, not just crazy juice. But
So my takeaway was from that. You have only Brock Lesnar get away being built like fucking your cowboy boots. So, and I would never say it to the man's face because he would kill me. But
I might do it.
He reminded me of that old Buddy Lee doll. I remember he used to those commercials. Buddy Lee. It looked, it literally, it looked like a kid's picture because it's just the way he's built. It's like he looked like a toddler wearing these cowboy boots.
No, I would absolutely mention that to him, just because it's like all you have in life. You're not that. I was really disappointed in that whole. I was like, oh, this is payment company.
Yeah, that was very WWE.
Because I really, I've been a DC fan many years. I've had the pleasure of watching him live, age side, and simultaneous him. And
I watched him almost kill Dan.
Yeah, and it's like the dude's like fighter. He hasn't cracked that John Jones code yet. Not many people have, but it's like this guy just did something. Italy. It wasn't showboating. It wasn't political. Like Conor McGregor's, I'm not impressed. The way he did it. Business. He's an impressive. I'm saying. Cormier went in there, coaching a high school wrestling while working a commentator, and had full intention to defend. He didn't do it; just did it like. And he bought and beat arguably the best heavyweight in the UFC history. And then a dude that's got minor street cred comes in and calls the greatest heavyweight in UFC history piece of shit and says other people are people. Not them being shit, but like that's let the guy have his moment. His kids are. You don't need to be that guy. You don't need to. Like, once you go up, shake his hand and be like, we're gonna fight. And we're gonna make it. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, you're that big and you got to do that bravado. You clearly are afraid.
Yeah,
and that's what I got out of it. I was like you come in and you got to do all this, like. And then when Daniel Cormier laughed at him and said, like, yeah, push me now, you're going to sleep later. Like, I was like, no, because he knows he can beat you.
And so who's beating? Frank Mir beat.
Yep.
Who else is beating?
But he hasn't fought that much.
No.
So he's got two fights against Mir.
Yeah.
He's got Randy Couture, Alice Rowe, and
I have to go look.
He doesn't have a lot of fights, and that's the thing is like, and Mark Hunt, right? Yeah. So like, you don't have a lot of fights. You didn't successfully defend your belt. You got a shot at the belt without working defender's ladder, which I don't think he would, because he would have had to fight Overeem back then. He had to fight Silva. He'd had to fight Junior Dos Santos. He'd have to fight some other dudes. Like those early Cain Velasquez fights, like for the backs and everything started going back, like you would have made it up that ladder. And you got a free shot against Randy Couture, a guy that was no disrespect to who's a hero. Uh, he was twilighting. He
Yeah.
was near the end of his
Oh yeah.
career. He still is
I
a
think even
brilliant coach.
I think even Randy would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're like, and like, yeah, he outsized him by 30. Like there isn't a differential between any weight class that's like Randy didn't make it easy on you either. So it's like I'm not that impressed. And it's like, hey, I got it. You came in, you brought a big crossover following, you brought a lot of. I appreciate that as a fan, that the sport gets a little different social coverage as a result. Like the Fox deal would not have worked with.
I would say that.
And so like,
Yeah.
so I appreciate that because I got to watch a lot more fight.
You know what that reminds me of? So, a sergeant major sell off little pieces. I don't want to see that happen. But I hear Dana say things. Here's the impression that I get. Not only from him, that fight moves the needle. That's the one
Right.
pay per view says things like that. Also, when he does things like, I think they have cards a year. I don't think anybody would. They don't have enough weight division. They could have more weight. Well, why don't they have more weight division? Because they want to be able to put so many recognizable faces up on a web page. Faces because even though there's other fight, paid more, in my opinion, tourists, I think. But here's the feeling that I get. I don't know Dana. I don't know him. I get this feeling of like somebody that wants to make this much money in this amount of time and then cash out and go, no matter how much the sport UFC has sullied by. That's not his problem because I don't know if that's true. Probably could have cashed out.
But he did.
Yeah, I mean, he did cash out.
And now he's still getting paid.
Yeah, but it's. I want to see. Like, I don't care about movies. I don't care about Brock Lesnar. I haven't seen him in the cage in years. I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, and I'll admit it. If that fight happens, I pay for it probably. Okay, but that's not the fight that I want to see. I want to see the rematch. I don't say that much, but I want to see that rematch. Okay, and then I want to see.
And Stipe deserves.
Stipe 100%. Nobody can do it. There's a lot of fights that I want to see. I don't. Okay, I don't want to see Floyd Mayweather having a boxing match cage. I don't care who it's with. Yeah, I don't. That is Rocky Balboa versus Thunderlift. Give a shit.
This is why Bellator.
Bellator is gaining.
Bellator is gaining traction because this heavyweight capture people. Now you might not like everyone, but I mean, you had some big names. It's big name. Are people excited about Chael Sonnen? I tell you what, like, what people are enjoying is that Chael Sonnen, to have his dream fighting Emperor, he had to beat.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Bader had to step up and wait and beat somebody. Matt Mitrione, like, people made fun of him as on washout. He didn't leave the UFC because he was a fighter there. He left the UFC because he kept getting fined because of Reebok shoes at the press conference. He would walk in barefoot. Like, I hate. Like, that's why he's not in the UFC. Yeah. He's not in the UFC because he sucked. He's not in the UFC because and he's beating people up in Bellator. Well, and Bellator's, if they keep doing that, where Scott Coker's like, I'm going to take people, a legitimate ranking system with a tournament or competition where the winner moves forward and the loser does not. Like,
now, and so on that same one, UFC, if that whole a similar idea, we're going to do a free thing. would have done it way, which would have fight a week, hard a week
Right. Yeah.
to get there quick. This Grand Prix has already gone on for how long?
5 months.
5 months, right? That shows forethought, long term about Coker's part.
Absolutely.
That this is not going to be.
Absolutely.
This isn't a. We already knew we couldn't do the one night. That's good. Number one, it's number two. That's a huge pay per view. Do for the other. So this is something that this shows because, and I haven't seen the ratings, but I'm guessing as this Grand Prix is progressing, it's up too because people are getting more in how it goes, and I think it's the right way to do it. I think that's the UFC needs looking. If you look toward, what's the UFC? If you look at UFC 30, Google it. It'll say who's fighting TBD. Where is it? TBD. All this other stuff. And I'm sure they have plans for it.
Well, and everyone knows that you buy the event for
right. Yeah, and I mean, how just
I just learned that I bought last event fight I really
happened. Where are you?
Hey man, we're absolutely gonna have to do a fight companion.
Definitely.
I could go on for hours about it. But thanks for everyone for tuning in. Thanks to Enlisted Nine Fight Company for always being behind us and supporting us. You can find Mike on Twitter at
Dr. Mike Simpson, RMI.
You can find me at Toby Nunn. As always, like the Facebook page, follow us on the Twitter, enjoy the YouTube, and for all those that took the time to put us up on their podcast app from the App Store, appreciate you. Enjoy the show, and thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Troy is back. Who he has. All right. Thanks for tuning in.